Leave us.
No, you stay here. I'm in charge.
Do you feel in charge?
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Jones Vibes. James Gunn and Peter Safran have officially released Chapter 1 of their DCU Slate, and it's pretty super, man. But this has been on everybody's mind for all of January 2023 because we got the word that the announcement was coming this month, and so we waited, and we waited until the last day of the month. Thanks a lot, James. But I have to say that I think that the wait was worth it. Hit the like button if you agree, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I still do have some questions that I'll get into, but this announcement was jam-packed, and this isn't even everything that's coming in this first slate. And so with this announcement, James Gunn released a video, and first he describes that the Batman as well as Todd Philips Joker movie actually do have a home within the studio and are a part of DC Elseworlds. But that is outside of the main DCU. And I love this because it gives them the opportunity to tell stories outside of the timeline, and it's strategic. Joker and the Batman were both wildly successful, so this just opens things up even more. They've also announced that the Batman sequel has been officially titled The Batman Part 2, so it's just a great day to be a Pattinson fan, to be honest. But he goes on to describe that this is the beginning of an 8 to 10 year journey that the DCU is going to take us on, and he broke down a bit with what is going to happen with their upcoming films coming out this year. Since Shazam's kind of been doing his own thing, that was kind of to their advantage, and apparently that sort of connects and leads directly into The Flash, which, all the drama with Ezra Miller aside, James Gunn said that he thinks it's probably one of the greatest comic book movies ever made. And that statement alone has me kind of hyped. It seems like Andy Muschietti made something really special, and it's coming soon. One could say it'll be here in a flash, but then we have the Blue Beetle, which seems cool. I really don't know much about that movie, but he's gonna be a brand new hero in this DCU. I'm not sure if they're gonna carry on with him or not. And then there's Aquaman 2. And there wasn't much said about this, and that's what raises my biggest questions. It's all pretty much a full reboot, so is Aquaman gonna be Elseworlds 2, or is that connecting? I don't know, it's confusing. But that aside, it all leads us to this first phase, if you will, and it has a name, Gods and Monsters. And he broke down the fact that the movies, television, and games of the DCU are all going to be connected and part of the same story. They're going to be making a big effort in making sure that live action actors voice their same characters in animation, which I found very cool. And as we get into the beginning of this, he announced a lot. There weren't any games, but there were quite a few movies and television shows announced, and let's just start with TV and Creature Commandos. From what I gather, this is Frankenstein and Friends in World War II. Honestly, I've been diving back into animation pretty hardcore recently, and this has me excited. But next we have Waller, which is starring Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, and is taking the team from Peacemaker to join forces with her. So everybody that was saying that James Gunn was gonna keep Peacemaker around, it seems as if for now that's true. Honestly, Amanda Waller was one of my least favorite elements of the DCEU, but Peacemaker was awesome. So I don't know how I feel about this. Viola Davis is a great actress, nonetheless, you know, so who knows, it could be great. But something that has really been just kind of like a tease for the past few years is this Green Lantern series that was rumored for HBO. And it looks like finally they have made that a reality with lanterns. It's described as like True Detective in space. Two lantern kind of detectives that discover a large threat looming over Earth. True Detective Season 1 is one of the greatest seasons in television of all time. So you can't just mention that. Like, that adds a whole different level of hype for me. I love this premise. Also, just to get some Green Lantern action that isn't this would be awesome. But then we have Paradise Lost, which is about the origins of the island that Wonder Woman is from, and takes place actually before Diana is born. And so that sounds pretty cool. And then there's this comedy series called Booster Gold, and it centers around a loser from the future that comes back in time and pretends to be a superhero. And apparently there's a lot of people that know this character. I am really unfamiliar with this one, so I'm eager to learn more about that. In my experience, nobody likes Booster. Let's talk about the movies though. James Gunn had previously announced this, but we now have a title for Superman Legacy. It focuses on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. Peter Safran said he is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. He is kindness in a world that thinks of kindness as old-fashioned. And I love that approach so much. Look, I'm a massive fan of what Snyder did with the character, but I'm also so excited to see a young Superman in a brand new story. And I know there's a lot of you out there that just want Henry Cavill back and will protest until the end, but if you just open up your hearts, your minds, and your eyes, maybe you'll realize that this is pretty cool, and everything and everyone, including Henry Cavill, is going to be okay. And it's not your fault. But next is something that is out of nowhere to me, The Authority. This movie is about a group of superhumans that have a different sort of approach to saving the world. It kind of reminds me of a mix between the Suicide Squad and The Boys. But Superman Legacy is going to lead directly into this. And the running theory is that the Authority are going to be Clark's first kind of test in this universe. They're possibly going to be like the villains of this first phase. I don't know. That's just what people are saying, but that's exciting. But you know what else is exciting? Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin. Wow, oh wow. Batman, the Brave and the Bold. I mean, the movie's just titled The Brave and the Bold as of right now, but it's coming. And we're getting what seems like maybe an aged version of Batman, maybe not too old, like 30s or 40s, who has a son, Damian Wayne, who will be our Robin, and the first member introduced in the oh-so-anticipated Bat family. It sounds like this is just like a father-son movie, and I don't really know what to think about that. It's about time that we get Robin back into the fold, and they're clearly excited about Damian Wayne. But you gotta wonder if we're eventually gonna get Nightwing, or if we're eventually gonna get Red Hood. But I'm not gonna lie, this one's probably my most anticipated. But then we have two more. We have Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. It's the story of Superman's cousin who didn't have it as easy-ish as Clark did. His parents saved him and sent him to Earth, and she was not so lucky. The first 14 years of her life were horrifying, and this is being called much more hardcore. And that's like exactly the feel that I would want with a Supergirl movie. It just sounds dope. And so does the Swamp Thing. This is just absolutely a win. It's gonna be viewed through the prism of horror, and it's gonna investigate its dark origins. But bro, get Andy Muschietti. Obviously, he's so tight with Warner Brothers, or like James Wan, somebody that knows horror. Oh my gosh. This is what's so great about DC and its darker tone. Like, I love the MCU, but James Gunn and Peter Safran have the opportunity here to make something really freaking cool. All the potential on the table from these announcements is pretty insane, and if executed well, this is going to be amazing. Personally, I am stoked, but what do you guys think? Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and also if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. There is more content like this on the way. But the DCU is here, and will it be a success? I guess we'll see.
Jones Vibes.